Hello, I'm Lady Fifi and welcome to Lady Fifi's Chest of Stories. Now Ollie, Draago and I have been waiting for Sunday to come, right? So we can bring you the story of King Midas.
There have been so many civilizations all over the world with their own myths and legends, some still alive, some long forgotten and buried. Now we're doing the Greek civilization, but then we will do the Incas, the Aztec, the Indus, Indian, Persian, Chinese, Maya, Egyptian, and many more.
Now, as you know, I have in this a treasure trove of stories of gods and heroes, kings and queens, giants and monsters and other magical creatures. So let's open Draago and get the story of King Midas.
Oh, easy boy, easy. It's just Lady Fifi.
Where is it? Got it. A little bit of lore from ancient Greece. What a good girl. You want to listen to the story of King Midas? I'll start right away. Now, King Midas was a man who ruled the country of Phrygia in Asia Minor, who lived in this huge, luxurious castle with his daughter. He had everything that a king, let alone a man, could wish for. He had the good fortune of doing what he pleased, when he pleased. And he loved gold. He spent most of his day counting the gold coins he had and covering himself with gold ornaments and literally bathing in luxury.
For all he had, he was happy.
He spent other days buying and collecting more gold. For all he had, he wanted more. For King Midas could never have enough gold. One day, Dionysus, the god of wine, was passing through the kingdom of King Midas with some of his companions. Now, one of his companions, satyr Silenus, got lost. Silenus looked everywhere for Dionysus but just couldn't find him. He was tired. He thought he'd take a little break, a nap, before searching some more. So he took a nap in the rose garden of King Midas. King Midas spotted him and he instantly recognized him. So he got the satyr into his palace and feasted him for a few days before helping him to find Dionysus. Dionysus was grateful to King Midas and granted him a wish to thank him for finding his friend. He told Midas, "Wish anything, I will grant it to you." King Midas thought for long about what he had and hard about what he wanted. For all he had, he was happy. For all he had, he wanted more. So after much deliberation, King Midas proclaimed to the god, "I wish that from tomorrow, everything that I touch turns into gold." The god warned him, "Think hard and think long. Are you sure that's what you want?" King Midas said he was absolutely sure that's what he wanted. For a king like Midas could never have enough gold. The next morning, King Midas awoke in a frenzy, eager and excited to see if his wish had come true. He reached out of his bed and touched a little small table, and of course it instantly turned into gold. For all his collecting of gold, King Midas had never seen a fully golden table. He was so happy, he jumped out of his bed in complete happiness and thought, what next, what next? A golden chair. He touched the chair. It turned into gold. Oh, he started jumping up and down in sheer delight. Now what? What next? The carpet. He touched the carpet and instantly it turned into gold. A golden carpet he had. Oh God. And then the dining table, the bathtub, the door, the bed, everything he touched turned into gold. For a king like Midas, he could never have enough gold. After turning into gold everything that surrounded him, he sat on his perfect new golden dining table to eat his breakfast that one of his subjects had got him. First on a tray arrived a near perfect rose. He was delighted. He lifted the rose to smell it, but it turned into gold. He was a little bothered that he could not smell the rose, but then quite astounded at a perfect golden rose. He put it aside. There was a bowl of grapes. He reached out for a grape, but it too turned into gold. He didn't like the idea of not being able to eat the grape, but then he marveled at a perfect, round, marble-shaped golden grape. He put it aside. And then there was some toast on a plate. He picked up the toast to eat it. The toast had turned into gold. He was a little upset that he could not eat his toast. He put it down and went for his glass of water. The glass was of gold, but when he picked it up, the water inside turned to gold permanently, half empty or half full. Depends on who laid his eyes on it, interpreted it. He was quite upset and he was getting a little annoyed with himself. Suddenly his daughter came in and instantly distracted him from all his frustrations. He jumped up and went and hugged her, and he wanted to tell her about his adventures and how the god Dionysus had granted him his wish. As he let go of the hug, his daughter had turned into a statue of gold. Now he realized what the god meant when the god warned him and asked him, "Are you sure this is the wish you want?" For a king like Midas, he could not have enough gold. He looked upon where his daughter stood, but now there stood a golden statue, so perfectly lifelike that even Hephaestus, the god of craftsmanship, would have been fascinated. Overcome by despair, he called out and prayed to the god Dionysus to take this curse away from him. For all he had, he was not happy. For all he had, he wanted just one more thing. He wanted his daughter back. At this point, Midas realized he did not care about the gold in his life, but rather about the people in his life. Dionysus watched this and he took pity on Midas. He told Midas, "Go to the river Pactolus and wash your hands." Midas did what the god said, and as he dipped his hands in the river to wash them, he looked fascinated. Gold was flowing out of his hands as he washed them. He came back home. He hugged his daughter. From that day, he decided to change his ways. He did not hoard the gold anymore, but shared it with all his subjects. His subjects were happy. They loved their king. They lived happily ever after. And when Midas died, they mourned for him. And they said he was the best king anybody could ever have. So we come to the end of this episode, and
Let's see what the cards predict for the next story. Here we go.
This says the story of one of the greatest wars, the Trojan War. Next Sunday. I'll see you next Sunday. Ta-ta for now. Do hit the like and subscribe button. Helps my channel grow and I appreciate it.